hell? Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I am Robo. And what a hell of a week we've had. So Cubes put out the new Wave, put out the Loki and Corvus Glaive 2 packs. Target's put out, well, I say pre-orders, it should be very, very quick. They should be getting product anytime now. But the pre-orders are for the Marvel Legends. Thinking was, oh, they're gonna show all kinds of stuff. And they showed one or two. And that was kind of it. But then I was in Kansas City last weekend for Planet Comic Con. I went to Veeb's house. We were waiting for a big reveal from Bandai, and it just never happened. But it did. If you collect SH Figuarts, you know that Sunday was a... Here you go. Just all been in the trailer. I'm going to try to put the timestamp up here that you can go forward to skip all the Avengers stuff. You know, just in case you don't want to know anything. But we're going to talk about the Avengers stuff first, since it's a week late, and essentially you can't order most of it at this point. It's gone. Like I said, it was last Sunday. Bandai just opened the floodgates and said, hey, you want some Avengers stuff? We got you some Avengers stuff. And the thing about that, I think it happened last year during Infinity War. A lot of these figures are coming. But like I said, a lot of these, especially like Thanos and Iron Man, they sold out super quick. And I'm talking this month's release schedule, or people are just that excited about Avengers Endgame. And judging by the movie ticket sales, it may be a little bit of both. But before we get to the meat and potatoes, Bandai did announce some reissues of stuff, I believe from last year. In case you missed it, you know, coming back, we'll go from there. But I don't know. I try to avoid the major spoilers. It's hard to avoid whenever I'm looking at all these toys going, oh, why is that like that? We get Tony Stark from, I believe it was Iron Man 3. This is a great Tony Stark figure. I like the interchangeable parts with Iron Man parts. If you don't have a Tony on your shelf, I highly recommend this is the way you go. They're also reissuing Iron Man Mark III, Iron Man Mark 43. But as for new things, Endgame Black Widow. Now we've gotten at least a couple of Black Widow, especially the Infinity War one. This one, at least costume-wise, seems to go back to its roots. It's black, it's red, it's skin-tight. What else did you expect? The likeness here is amazing, and I really dig how her hair has grown out. The red's grown back out, but the blonde is still down at the tips. And she even includes an... Look left. Includes batons, includes pistols, includes... It says holsters, and I'm thinking, I usually quote cheaper prices. I go by the overseas prices. I feel like that is more what the manufacturers, they either have to import it in themselves from overseas, or Bluefin has some kind of clause where they have to add extra stuff and then get it up to an $80 price point, I believe it is. So yeah, what I'm actually doing is converting yen to US dollars. And here's an Ant-Man for the third time. But I know, the first costume and the second costume was a little bit different, but going from the second one to this third one, it's the same body. It's the same figure, except for there's a different sheen. Bare bones too. You bought the figure and you got it, and there was extra hands and a tiny Ant-Man. That was glorious. Not stopping there, Bandai also added a neck that has skin tone coming down to the collar, and then it looks like the helmet is back behind his head. They also made changes to the masked head where it looks like there's eyes behind the lenses. Last time it was just a shiny red. It looked cool, but this is better. Yeah, they're gonna make me buy it for a third time. Damn it. And then finally, instead of a tiny, shrunk down, standing straight up Lang, there's a running, tiny Lang. Now, I didn't even notice at first, but people started commenting on how the helmet head had skin tone showing, where it should be a full collar, and then it was either yesterday or... Now, it looks like they photoshopped the actual original pictures to include black right here, but I think what is going on here, and that's just me speculating, is much like the Captain Marvel figure, where her helmet head came with a collared neck. Same thing may be happening here. Because it is way too late in the process to go changing things, I think. With this coming out at the end of this month, yeah, unless Bandai is just that good. And he'll cost $48. It's nice to get a slightly cheaper price for as much reuse as this figure is giving us. Oh, and I think I forgot to say Black Widow is in April, Ant-Man is in April, and then with the gauntlet, I don't know, it's another spoiler, I guess, another aspect of time travel. I don't know what's going on here, and I don't want to know. I want to go into the movie and be like, oh, look at her! Trying to seduce you out of your clothes. Ooh, Thanos. Comes with his propeller blades. I don't know if this is used as a weapon, or a transportation, or he likes making waves in the wave pool. What? That's amazing! It doesn't seem to include a removable helmet or whatever, but if you bought the first Thanos, you have some extra heads, and surely they made the ball joint at the neck compatible in April. And well, it comes to those, yeah, if you can catch a pre-order, whoo, Thanos went zing quick. If you weren't on the ball, he was gone. And then just in case that wasn't enough for you, for April, the SoulWeb exclusive War Machine Mark IV also releases this month. You know, to make that package extra big, although you had to order that somewhere else. You probably didn't order it at the same place that you ordered all the other stuff coming in April. That's a lot for April, but in May, we also get Avengers Endgame Captain America. Now, I know this is a new sculpt. In my heart of hearts, I know it's a new sculpt, but looking at it, all I see is my Civil War Captain America. Feels like those same proportions that I feel was a little bit off with Civil War. It feels like the same kind of smallish head that I got with my Civil War SH Figuarts Captain America figure. We see this a lot from Bandai though. I think it was Black Panther, maybe an Iron Man. Was it a Spider-Man 2 where we thought, oh, it's just the same sculpt, and it wasn't. They usually give us a new sculpt. I know that, but man, it looks kind of the same. And it has that same missed likeness as the Civil War figure. The eyes seem wrong, the nose shape, the chin. I don't know, there's just something going on here where it's like somebody cosplaying as Captain America. Saying all that, I don't hate it. I like the Civil War figure. The texture they've put on the chest, either for the movie and the figure, but it kind of calls back to the old scale mail look. Let's look in another direction. Boy, I'm griping a lot about a figure I will probably love. $50. Also in May, the Iron Man Mark 50 Nano Weapon version 2. Version Thor. Verily. This time around, the figure, new nano weapons. Much like how I can't tell you the different marks, I don't know a lot of the differences between a lot of the armors. I can't tell you, I don't know, I just know that they look pretty cool. Or some of these may seem to go with some back add-ons, some arm lad, some legs, some flank, and some blast effects. Bottom line, it bulks them up, makes them look kick-ass. $65. And then the third for May would be Ronin. Now I'm a total mark for Ronin, but I wish they had held off the reveal until the actual movie, kind of hidden the fact that Hawkeye is going to be in it. You and I would know it was Hawkeye, but the general movie-going audience wouldn't. It would have been like a huge surprise. We haven't seen him, But for some reason, they revealed it in the trailer. I guess for those Hawkeye fans that, I'm not going to see the movie if it doesn't have Hawkeye. Comes with a sword and a sheath, and then a sword and a sheath for equipping. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it means that the sword's already in the sheath or there's some kind of different rig for that. Eyes are just looking in a different direction, but it works here because of the masked head. They could have made the brow a little bit more for going modern, realistic, tactical, but I'm not liking the Kylo Ren fishbowl hood. It looks like it's kind of engulfing his head. It's sitting up, it's sitting out. Yes, the release of the Iron Man Mark 85. Yes, 85. Remember, possible time travel, or I've heard that it's been many years between Infinity War and the Endgame. I don't know. Again, I just saw that and looked away real quick before it burns in my brain. And like the nano armor in the first 84 suits, I recognize it as a certain mark. But I'm getting a very Bob Layton Iron Man vibe off this from the comics. With the bare shoulders, I wish there were rings coming up on his shoulders. That would set it off. It has blast effects for the hands and feet, and some of the nano weapons may go on this figure, judging by the Hot Toys solicitation, but we won't get all that. That's all speculation. I'm gonna wait for the movie, damn it. And that'll be $50. Again, June. And the characters that they are releasing, they're very safe releases. It's figures, or well, characters that we know closer to movie time or after the release, Bandai is going to go, oh, hey, remember so-and-so? Or they came back? Or from this other movie? Well, blammy! They're going to hit us after that because this is a heavy, heavy release schedule and there's still the rest of the year. What are we gonna see? Well, besides Spider-Man stuff, that's the next movie coming, and Bandai's already teasing stuff for that too. The Marvel train keeps going, woohoo! For June, it appears we're getting a reissue of the Spider-Man tech suit from Homecoming. I said it like that because I forgot what the first movie was called there for a second. I'm guessing we're getting this again because it's a good figure. It's no Mafex, but it's still a good figure, and we'll probably see it at the... did show that as a new figure. Marvelous Studs on Instagram sent me some pictures from the show. It looks to be like this pose. So I'll end up pre-ordering this and then Mafex will show theirs, and then I'll pre-order that, and then we'll wait the year, and we'll get this in the meantime, and it'll be like, yes, this is awesome, and then we'll get the Mafex, and we'll proclaim it better than this, and then regret sets in, and yay, toy collecting! But man, the diorama they put this thing in, I like the forced perspective. It's just, I would like to have this on my shelf. I'm also hoping for an SH Figure Arts of the S.H.I.E.L.D. Stealth Spider-Man suit. I don't know if it's called that, but it's fun saying it. S.H.I.E.L.D. Stealth Suit Spider-Man. Was that the order I put it in the first time? Ah, well. We'll get back to it. Now, I'm not quite sure when these went up for pre-order. I was on Big Bad's Toy Store doing some research for a review of the McFarlane Toys Fortnite figures that are already out. And I ran across this. Is new to me. If it's not to you, then bear with me for a couple minutes, because I'm going to ramble about it. You've heard it several times before. I know nothing about Fortnite, but damn it, if these figures didn't put, definitely knows what he likes. What is this, a bad 90s wrestling promo? Jonesy comes with a True North back bling shotgun. Both are $25, comes out in June. Also at Toy Fair, Mattel announced that the next two figures in their WWE Ultimate Edition line would be Shinsuke Nakamura and Bret Hart. And then in the past week, Amazon has posted their pre-orders, which means promotional images of the two. Now, if you remember, the line begins with Ultimate Warrior and Ronda Rousey. I'm liking this. This is a jump on point. Ultimate Editions, I can't keep up with the Elite line or the basic line. There's just too much. Both Shinsuke and Bret come with 3 alternate heads, different facial features, all the same hair. So I feel like that's a Mattel cost-cutting measure, maybe. And then both also continue the trend of coming with alternate arms from them at the store and go, oh, those look nice. But this is a brilliant idea, both for wrestling fans. This weekend, it looks like Mattel is there showing off new product. Now, I'm not going to go through all of it because it is a lot, but you can go to Ringside Collectibles Instagram page and see all the new stuff coming. Gorilla Monsoon, a new scan for Drew McIntyre. There's just a lot of stuff. But on my radar is the Ultimate in this set because I don't have them. So I don't have anything to compare to. So these will be my Bray and Matt on the shelf. Bray comes with his lantern. The Mower of Lawns will be my first 1/12 scale lawnmower. I'm excited about that. And Vanguard 1 even comes with a hologram projection of Broken Matt. I can't wait for this set. Yes! No info on release or price, but it cannot come fast enough. Last week, Medicom sent out an update for their Mafex Avengers Infinity War Iron Spider, saying that they're adding blue to the Waldos. That's a nice thing. That's awesome. Just a little bit of spice it up a little bit. So of course this week they come along and say it's been pushed back to May. The original release date was April. Now it's a month from now. But man, we're so used to this at this point. It's not a surprise. And it's not heartbreaking. It's not disappointing at all. Whenever we see a release date for Mafex figures, it's pretty much +2. And maybe they needed a little bit extra time to apply that blue to all the Waldos. Meh. And finally, our buddy Troy does it again, sending me a link to EB Games in Canada, and they have the pre-order up for the Marvel Legends Infamous Iron Man. Now in the States, this is exclusive to Walgreens. I don't know what kind of magical company EB Games is up there, but they seem to be getting all that kind of stuff. And they also get it early, so, Canadians. The page gives us an ETA of May 1st. Hopefully we'll start seeing that at Walgreens around here about the same time. Troy also says that Emma Frost first, at least according to EB Games. Now we've seen the Emma Frost. We haven't had an announcement for the Moonstone, even though it's been speculated for a while that she will be a Walgreens exclusive, but things change. We'll see how that pans out later this year. And that is it for this week. A lot of Avengers, a little bit of everything else. Now, there will not be a weekly for the next 2 weeks. And that makes me sad because, this is me getting my excitement out for new stuff coming. But Monday I head out to Star Wars Celebration. I'm hoping to film some tidbits here and there, kind of show what it's like to be at that show, because if it's like the last one, and then from there, the next Monday, I drive straight from Celebration to Salt Lake FanX. Be working a booth there, so if you're gonna be in Chicago, or if you're gonna be at Salt Lake, if you see me, say hi. You know, I may be busy running back and forth, but I like stopping and I like talking. I've also spent this week building up some reviews, so the channel won't be dead, thankfully. Well, I still have to edit all that footage, but we'll see how that goes. So some of the reviews will be like, wait, this figure came out 2 weeks ago. It's because I've pushed a lot of stuff back in preparation for this 2 weeks. But Star Wars Celebration, I love it. So if you like this weekly, comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you in 2 weeks. Oh, no, it'll be 3 weeks.